Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Can you see me? In case if you can see me, there is a chat box there. You can just say good evening. Hello. Yes, I could see Casper is there. Yeah. Hello, Casper. Okay. Sheila has come. Nikki has joined. Yeah. Let me see. How many of you can be there? Okay. Yeah. Great to see you all. Is the audio clear? Yeah. David. Devin is there. Wilbert is there. Okay. Okay. Can I start? Yeah. Somebody just say if I can start. Just say yes, sir. Okay. I hope the audio and video is clear. Okay. Okay, I can see Monlang. I can see Long Room has just joined in. Okay, I can see a lot of you have joined. Okay. In between, you can like my videos if you want. Okay, now I'll begin. This is my screen where I'll be speaking, and sometimes I'll use this board. Okay, so I'll just go to the board I'll be using here. Let me just readjust. Okay, I think I can go now. Okay, okay, fine. Let me start. Okay, okay. The topic I'm doing here is role and need of a systems analyst. Okay. Okay. Okay, I start here. Okay, fine. Okay, now throughout my discussions, I have always been using one term of the example which I was using was the librarian, is it? Now the librarian was having a problem, and there were a lot of students there in the library, and I mean some of the students were there, and in terms of time, what happened was the number of students they grew and number of books has increased. So she needs a solution. Now in this case, what happens is a group comes here and visits the library, and they see that they need a solution here. So I'll just stop here in between. In case if you have any questions, you can ask me. There is a box, you have just replied me here. Most of you have seen me, yeah, yes sir. So if you have any questions, you can ask me here. Till then, I'll just halt. Yeah, any questions? Or can I go ahead? Okay, uh, I'll go ahead. Okay, I'll go ahead, fine. Gamma said that proceed. Sir, no questions. Okay, I'm proceeding, fine. Okay. Okay, now we see that the librarian was having a problem that suddenly in terms of time the number of books and the number of students they grew, and she was not able to maintain her database in the register. So the problem was the number has grew. Now for example, I'll give you one example here. A person wants to build a house. Okay, I'm writing in short. He wants to build a house. Now he or she goes and talks with a contractor. Okay, now all of us, we know what is a contractor. Contractor builds the house, is it? So just pardon me for my spelling mistake. Okay, this is a contractor. Okay, now this person who is building the house is in problem that he or she wants a house. He goes and talks with a contractor. Now the contractor doesn't understand what type of house the person is asking for. So sometimes he says this design, sometimes he says that color, sometimes he says the problem of my house is too small, I need big rooms. At the same time, he says that I don't want a house so big that it will cost me more. Now in this case, what happens is the contractor, what he brings is he brings an engineer. So here comes an engineer. Okay, I'll just write in short. Okay, en. So the engineer comes here. Now this house supposed to be built, the engineer goes and talks to the house owner, and he says what type of house he wants. The householder says that my design is this, I want this color, this color. The engineer understands. Now the engineer goes and tells to the contractor that he or she needs this type of design. Now this engineer is the best person here as a mediator who understands the problem of this person, is it? Fine. Now In between, the engineer also tries to understand that whether this person has enough capital or money to build such a house or not. That is, he is trying to see his economic feasibility. Is it? In computer, what happens is we have a librarian and we have a team which will build the software. In between, we have someone who is called the system analyst. This system analyst is the engineer here. It's called systems analyst. The librarian will go and talk to this system analyst. This system analyst will try to do every other thing and study the whole thing. Then he'll go and tell about the development team that you go and design this type of system for the librarian. Fine. Okay, again, in case if you have any questions. No questions. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Casper gives the answer that I don't have any. Any other? Okay, okay, I'll go ahead. Okay, now let me go with the slide. Now I'll go with the slide. Okay, now systems analyst is a multitasking personality. That means he's a person who is doing multi type of task here. He has to perform different roles at different stages of development. So with the householder, he will talk about the color, the construction, the land site. Okay. Now his task, okay, his task, that means his the role of the system analyst task, his task can be divided into 5 important areas effort where he has to do various roles. So like the engineer who has to do a lot of work with the house owner to talk what type of house he wants, he'll come and talk. He'll see his whether he's economically feasible or not, whether that house has, whether we have enough technology to build that type of house. So the first thing the system analyst does is he will go and identify the problem of the householder. So what it says is system analyst is the middleman between the end user and the development team. Okay. So the first thing a system analyst does is he has to identify what is the problem there. Now he has to communicate between the two end users as well as to understand the customer's need. Here in this case, our customer is, in one case it is the librarian, in other case it is the household owner. Okay. Identify exact nature of the problem, then he discusses it with the development team in order to have alternative solutions. So in this case, he will go and tell the development team that you design such a good database that the librarian can just enter data, display data, issue books and clear books from the system. Okay. Now let me go to the next slide. Next is he does evaluation and synthesis. After having various alternatives from the development team, a good analyst should be able to evaluate a solution on the basis of cost, time and technology, which is called as feasibility test. Now, after he understands the problem, he will go and do the development, tell the development team that you develop this, but he has to also calculate whether we have enough time, whether the money is enough and whether we have such technology to build such a system. So this is called as evaluation. So firstly, what he did is he identified the problem. Secondly, he has to do evaluation whether this is possible or not. Okay. So in the meantime, I'll just pause it. If you have any questions, you can put me. Well, uh, okay. Yeah, okay, fine, thank you. Then I'll continue. Okay, yeah, I'm going to continue again now. So first we see that what was the system analyst doing. He was trying to found a solution. That is, the first role when he was finding the solution is he has to identify the problem. Second thing what he does is he does evaluation, that if I found a solution here, can I is this evaluation proper in terms of cost, time and technology? Fine. Then he does whether these things are feasible to be done or not. So first is problem identification, second is evaluation, third is modeling. Now once the engineer is consult and is satisfied, he has to come with a model of the house, then he'll come to build the house, is it? So he'll say that the house will be something like this. Okay, it will have this much of window here, there will be a door here. So he has to come with the model of the house. Okay, then there will be a small some kind of garden here. Okay, then there has to be a chimney here. Okay, so I hope my diagram is good. Okay, so once the proper choice of alternative is done, he has to come with a model. Now another name of model is, we use this term very often. Okay, model or prototype, same thing. Somebody asks you what do you mean by prototype, means we say that it is a model. Say before we build a ship, big ship, we have to build the model of the ship, is it? A ship will be something like this. Okay, say this is the ship. So before we build the exact ship, we have to make the model of the ship. So before we come with the solution, we'll have to come with the model of the solution. Okay, fourth thing he does is verification of the model. Now he evaluates the length of the model with respects to cost and time required for implementation of the system, and these parameters are checked with the customer. Then after he builds the model, then he goes back and check whether these parameters are fine with the customer. Then customer will say again something else, then he has to review the model. And finally, once it is verified, it is given back to the, it is sent to the development team. So development team receives it. Fine. Okay, so problem identification is first, second is evaluation, third is modelation, I mean the model or prototype, the fourth one is we have to verify. Now fifth is if there is any modification needed. Okay, say for example we have the house owner here, the contractor was here, in between was the system analyst coming or the engineer. Okay, system analyst or the engineer. Now he brings this to him, he brings this to the contractor. then he goes back to the household and says, I mean, he doesn't go, sorry, he doesn't go. The system analyst goes back and talk with the house owner. Now, remember, the librarian and the house owner, whoever we are talking here, is the, we call this as the end user. These are the users who will be using the system which is going to be developed. So the system is sent to the user for what we call is the acceptance. So many times it happens in the beginning the user is not clear about his needs. So after acceptance, the user starts working on it and he requests the analyst for modification. So if any modification is required, then it is to be done. So here again, the analyst has to evaluate the request on the scale of some parameters. So again, he'll have to scale and check whether after modification also it can be done or not. Okay, I'll pause here for 5 minutes. Okay, if you need, you can take a break, anyone, then you can come back, just, or if you have any questions. Yeah, any questions you have? Okay, Wilbert says there's no question. Anyone else? Somebody please ask some questions so that I can reply, maybe through text or maybe through any other means. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead a little bit. Okay, since you are saying there's no question, okay, I'll continue. So this was the work of the system analyst. He understands the problem, that means he identifies the problem, then he evaluates the problem, then he does the modeling, then re-verification of the modeling, then if there is any modification. Now this is important. First of all, you must know that system analyst is a person who has multifaceted role. He does different type of roles at different type of time. Now this is a little bit important. Role of system analyst and functions of system analyst quite similar. In exam you can answer any one of this. You can just make it yourselves also. So what he does is, in the first phase, he collects lot of facts from the existing system. The existing system of the librarian is, the librarian was using the register. That was the existing system, the librarian register. Then next he does is analyze of all the collected information, basic methods, procedures, current system, how it's working, everything. Next he does what is the librarian in need of. Then after that he designs the system. Then he prepares the model, and if there is any modification or verification needed, that is the last part. Okay, so that are the functions of systems analyst. Okay, thus the main objective of analyst is to provide the right type of information in the right time in a quality so that we can know what is the right cost to the management and to the client, that is the user. Fine. So this is a little bit of role of a systems analyst. Now a system analyst has many different type of roles. He is an architect, which I told you. As an engineer, he does a physical design. Then he does, next thing is, he is trying to bring a change to the system things. Next, he is investigating, and sometimes he is motivating also. Sometimes the user or the designer will say that maybe I cannot do, I am unable to do as per my capacity. He has to motivate also. Then he has to organize the team. Then as a psychologist also he works. He has to go to the librarian, he has to go to the development team. So there are so many things the analyst has to does. So in your part, what you do is you remember at least one line. In exam, what are the different phases, multi-phase role of analyst? He is an architect, does a physical design. He is an agent of change. He works towards the future development of the system. He is a investigator and motivator. Should have fair capacity to investigate the problem and also to motivate his counterparts, his team. Then he should organize things very well. That means he should have a clear idea of what the system is going to do. Then as a psychologist, system acceptance is as if through participation, that is from the user and technology team, both of them they have to participate. Then he is also a salesperson, because for the engineer, I mean for the architect, he wants to build the house. So as an engineer, he has to go and convince the person who is making the house. He's sometimes like a politician also. Okay, so these are different type of roles he plays. Another things, what are the skills he needs? He need to be broad and flexible. He need to be an ordinary mind. He should be very disciplined in his work. Ability to express his thought, ideas and proposals. So these are the things. Other things he needs is technical skills is obviously need. He need to have a good communication skills with person. Okay, so these are the different type of skills, roles of a and the responsibilities of a systems analyst. So analyst must be able to work with people with all kind of description. That means sometimes he is like a consultant, he is a supporting expert, he is an agent of change. Then qualities he needs is he is a problem solver, he is a good communicator, strong personal and professional ethics, self-discipline and motivator. So basically he is a person who is trying to convince many type of people, the user, the development team, and in between he plays different type of roles. So in exam, what is the role and skills of a system analyst is sometimes being asked. Okay, okay, I won't go ahead any further. If you have any more questions, you can just ask me here. Okay, Nikki John has asked me a question, sir. By physical design, what does it mean? The physical design is the design of the exact system to be developed. That means when you develop a house, initially we design a model, so that is a partial physical design. Okay, and full physical design is the real house which is being built. Okay, I'll just have a break of 1 minute. I'll come 1 sec. In between, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, one sec. Hmm. Yeah, somebody's asking a question to me. So, like, are you going to give us attendance? Like, that's a great question. Okay, tell students what should I do. You can give me a view on the WhatsApp group also, or you can write me here also. What should I do? Shall I give you attendance from here? What's your point of view? I want to know that because okay, Aura says like, sir, we need this. Okay, no problem. I can give you the attendance from here, no problem. But there has to be a rule, like at least when you attend the class, there has to be at least one question from you in between, and you have to be till at the end of the class. It's not like somebody just comes and log in between and he disappears from there. Okay. Okay, I'll give you attendance. Okay, fine. Okay, someone says that we have to take attendance for this, and at the other side someone says that, like, for some the internet connectivity might not be good. So what if I leave the issue to you? You guys, can you decide in the group? Gamer says, what the point of taking attendance if we don't understand anything? Make sure we understand first and give the attendance. Wow, grammar. Grammar, that's a great answer. Yeah. Well, I feel, see, in this case, you must not worry for attendance here, okay? This is an online class. If you have any problems, then and there I can give the answers to your questions, okay? And in case if you have missed this class also, these videos are recorded. They can be uploaded in YouTube anytime. You can check from there. So what Gamma says is really what you need, what you have to understand first. Then next comes is what is attendance. So don't worry for attendance. In case if you have missed the class also, you can check these videos from YouTube, and you can check the link. So I can send you the link and you can check next day also, no problem. Okay. So shall we stop here today? What do you say? Or shall I continue? Okay, Casper says, sir, we will discuss the uh, attendance issue. Okay, yeah. First, I'm answering Casper's question. Okay, Casper's asked, sir, we will discuss the attendance issue. Let's continue the class. Okay, fine, Casper. Today is just a trial class. Most of the students, maybe they are not here right now. So for them, it will be unfair to do everything as of now. Okay. Uh, Now next, we'll have a class again tomorrow. Don't worry. Now Nikki asks, sir, is system analyst a person or an OS? System analyst is a person, is a man or a woman. That's a physical man. Okay, it's a person who does this work of negotiating in between. He has certain skills to work. He should be technically sound. So he's a person who does this work. Okay, Wilbert says to stop. So okay, okay, dear students. I think today we'll stop. No, actually, sir, I am present, but my internet connection is gone. Okay, Hamar is asking the question. Okay, uh, Hamar, don't worry. Okay, fine. Thank you all. I think I can stop here. In case if you have any last questions, one or two, then I'll give you a timing again tomorrow. Maybe by evening we can sit again. Hmm. Okay, dear students, I pause the video now. In case if you have any queries, we can continue tomorrow also. So I'll stop the streamline from here. Okay.